I want to thank you for being here this evening. It is truly an honor to be able to stand in front of you and announce and share with you that we are on the cusp of re-entering into our hybrid learning model. It has been quite a year, and we know so much more than we did truly a year ago. I'm excited as a parent because my children will be coming back to school, and we know that it has been a tremendous concern and worry, and will continue to be for quite some time. But I'm excited to share with you the precautions that we have taken and share with you everything that we have engaged in to make this a wonderful transition both for you and for your student. So what will be covered this evening? We will talk about our district reopening plan, why we are transitioning to hybrid now. I will present on the preventative measures being taken, discuss student bus expectations, meal distribution schedule, and our investment in learning support to provide options that haven't previously existed that will benefit our students. In our Yakima School District reopening plan, we have completed Stage A, and this was announced at the beginning of our school year in August, that we would go through various groups throughout this stage. We have re-entered our childcare, our middle school self-contained, elementary and secondary self-contained students, and also our early learning special education preschool option. In Stage B, we have also completed 3 of the 5 subgroups. The first subgroup in Stage B was transitional kindergarten, which has been completed, and then high prioritized tutoring groups, and that was initiated on February 8th. Group 7 was hybrid learning in the pre-kinder, and that is set to start in February 22nd. The other options, Group 8 and Group 9, will be shared by your principal later this evening in the presentation. So why are we transitioning to hybrid learning now? It's a great question. We have been out far too long, if you ask certain people, but we did take very intentional precautions all along the way to make sure that we were keeping our students safe, our community safe, and our staff safe. We didn't know what we didn't know a year ago, and we have learned so much more about preventative measures in helping us to re-enter into hybrid learning in a way that is as safe as we can make it to mitigate the possibilities of infection. We also recognize that we're following the lead of several smaller districts around us who have been open for anywhere between a month to 4 months in full learning, in their full hybrid mode. So we have them as an example of precautions that work. And in addition, we have received information and direction from our governor, from our superintendent of public instruction, and from the Yakima Health District that if we follow the precautions that we'll talk about here in a few moments, we are really mitigating the chance of being infected. And so for these reasons, also combined with understanding the damage that is being done in many other areas, the social emotional components, depression, and things like that as well that affect students who have been out for such a long time, we are confident that we can re-enter and mitigate any of the challenges that would come our way. And I'm very proud of our COVID response team that has worked very hard over the last year to make this entry as safe as possible. So for these reasons, we are re-entering into hybrid. Student expectations on school buses. We recognize that not every student will ride the school bus. If you're able to drop your child off, that is a great idea, that's wonderful. But if your child is riding the school bus, we do expect that they would have their attestation forms prepared to go, to be shared with the bus driver, and then again to staff at school. Student masks must be placed over their mouth and nose before entering the bus, and the bus will be loaded from the rear to the front and unloaded from the front to the rear. We're making sure that we have one pathway that is not going back and forth through the same entry point. Students will need to stay seated until they are dismissed by the driver, and some windows must be left open. We realize that this is winter and it is cold. We will not have all of the windows open, but we do want to provide an opportunity for extensive airflow to make sure that we are mitigating any possibility of transmission or reducing that significantly. The bus driver will let students know when their windows should be closed. Students should avoid touching bus components, windows, seats, walls, etc. We know that's going to be a challenge. We also will be cleaning those buses frequently. And then all regular bus rules do apply. I can't stress enough the importance of using a mask and making sure that the nose and mouth is covered. That has been proven to be the most effective way of mitigating transmission of COVID-19. Regarding daily meals for our youth, up to now we have proudly served during the time of distance learning close to 2 million meals. That's 2 million meals during the pandemic. The update is that on March 1st at all school sites, we will have daily breakfast available for in-person learners, and we will have daily combined breakfast lunch pickup for remote learners and community youth ages 1 to 18. We will be sharing this out beyond this presentation as well. So we will be serving both students who are in hybrid and those who are not at the school, and we will continue to serve our community and provide those daily meals for youth. We will send a grab-and-go lunch home daily with in-person learners, so that lunch at the end of the day will be taken home by your child. We recognize that the most important safety measures are masking. As you can see from this slide, masking is a 97% effective. This is by the New York Times and shared after a survey with well over 100 specialists in the medical profession. We are addressing almost all of these mitigating safety protocols, and we're excited that masking has been proven to be so effective, but we're not engaging in just the mask or depending upon the mask as the sole preventative measure. We do have others in place. We have protective equipment, PPEs for staff and available for students. We know that there will be times where they may not have a mask and need one at school. We will be practicing physical distancing. I've mentioned the health attestation, the verification that your child is not sick, is not feeling symptoms that could be an indication of COVID-19. We will have smaller class sizes, enhanced cleaning, and closed campus, which means people will not be able to enter into the buildings unless you are one of our students or one of our staff members. It does not mean that you will not receive service. It just means you will not be able to access into the building, and that is another safety measure. We do have asymptomatic testing for staff now, and we are working on asymptomatic testing for students, of course, with parent permission. And that would be a testing that would take place without feeling symptoms to indicate if somebody is actually positive for COVID-19 and unaware of that because there are no symptoms being felt by the person who's infected. An option that we are providing for additional support both to our distance learners and our hybrid learners is paper.co, which is online tutoring. This will be available for students 5th grade through 12th grade. It is free to all Yakima School District students. It is chat-based tutoring on the computer. It's available 24 hours a day for one-on-one support. This can be used for essay review. Students can upload any piece of written work and receive an annotated version of their work in 24 hours. The answers are not given to the student. This is tutoring. This is not send your work in and have somebody perfect it for you. So we're excited about that additional option that we are providing. And this is available in English and Spanish. Look for our orientations coming soon as we are re-entering into the hybrid mode. Thank you for being here this evening. We're excited to welcome your child back, and at this point I will pass this back to our principals for the remainder of the evening. Thank you.